Mastering your emotions isn't about turning into some sort of emotionless robot or pretending you're always calm, cool, and collected. It's more like becoming the cool, collected hero of your own life's movie. Imagine emotions as the unpredictable weather of your inner world, sometimes stormy, sometimes bright, but always there, influencing everything. The trick isn't to wish away the rain, but to learn how to dance in it, or at least carry an emotional umbrella. Emotions can sweep through us like a whirlwind, and it is only when we start to recognize and understand them that we gain the power to navigate them. Think of it as learning the language of your heart and mind. You've got this vast emotional vocabulary, but if you only know happy or sad, you're missing out on a whole spectrum of feelings that can guide you through life more effectively. So let's dive into this emotional odyssey, where we're not just surviving the storm, but learning how to sail through it, understanding your emotional landscape. First off, emotions are like the characters in a movie you're watching. Some are heroes, some are villains, but all play a role. You've got your joy, which is like the protagonist, always pushing you towards growth and connection. Then there's anger, not the bad guy, but more like the misunderstood anti-hero, signaling when something's not right or when boundaries have been crossed. And don't forget sadness, often portrayed as the tragic figure, but it's through this character you learn empathy, depth, and the beauty of healing. To master your emotions, you first need to get acquainted with them. Start by expanding your emotional vocabulary. Instead of just mad, are you frustrated, irritated, or enraged? Each emotion has its unique flavor, and understanding them helps in dealing with them. It's like knowing the difference between a spicy chili and a sweet bell pepper. Both are peppers, but they bring very different experiences to the table. Recognize how emotions feel in your body too. Anger might tighten your chest or make your fists clench, while sadness could feel like a weight pulling you down. These physical cues are the body's way of saying, hey, something's up here. By tuning into these signals, you can respond rather than react blindly. But here's the thing. Your emotional reactions are also influenced by culture. What's considered a reasonable response in one culture might be seen as over the top in another. Navigating this cultural dance requires awareness and sometimes a bit of adaptation. The art of emotional acceptance now. Let's talk about throwing an emotional acceptance party. No, not like I accept this must be my life, but more like, okay, I see you, anger, sadness, joy, you're all welcome here. Accepting your emotions doesn't mean you love them all equally. It means you acknowledge their presence without immediately trying to change or suppress them. Think of it this way. If you're hosting a party, you wouldn't kick out guests just because they're not your favorite. Instead, you'd find a way for everyone to coexist. The same goes for emotions. The N factor is key here. You can feel joy and sadness simultaneously. This isn't a contradiction. It's the reality of human experience. Understanding this can change how you view your emotional life, from seeing it as chaotic to recognizing it as beautifully complex. Mindfulness is like your chill pill at this party. It's not about emptying your mind, but observing what's happening with a kind of detached curiosity. Imagine sitting by a river, watching leaves, your emotions float by. You don't jump in to grab them or throw them away. You just watch. This practice, whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply taking a moment to be present, can ground you amidst emotional turbulence. Emotional alchemy. Transforming your feelings, here's where the magic happens, turning your emotional mess into something golden. Reframing is like the great illusion of the mind. If you're stuck in traffic, instead of fuming, you could see it as an unexpected break, a chance to listen to a podcast, or even a moment to practice patience. It's not about denying the frustration, but choosing a different narrative. Breath control is your magic wand in this scenario. When emotions feel overwhelming, techniques like the 4-7-8 breathing, where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale for 8 can work wonders. It's like casting a calm spell on yourself, shifting your physiological response to stress. Then there's the escape act of physical activity. Emotions are energy, and sometimes that energy needs to go somewhere. Whether it's dancing until you're breathless, running until your legs give out, or even just a good shout in the privacy of your own space, you're releasing that energy, not letting it stew inside you. Emotional jujitsu. Mastering emotions also means learning to use their energy against themselves. Self-regulation is like a counter move. In a fight, when you feel the punch coming, the emotional reaction, you dodge or redirect it. This pause, this moment of reflection, gives you control over your actions rather than being at the mercy of your feelings. Empathy is your mind meld ability here. Understanding someone else's emotional state without losing yourself in it is like being in their shoes while keeping one foot in your own. It's about connection, not absorption. And then, social skills are your tag team in this emotional wrestling match, whether it's leading a team, navigating a family gathering, or just having a tough conversation with a friend. How you manage your emotions and respond to others can make all the difference. It's about using what you've learned in real-life scenarios, turning potential conflicts into moments of growth or understanding. The art of letting go sometimes. Mastery involves knowing when to release rather than when to hold on. Forgiveness is like breaking up with an emotion that no longer serves you. Holding on to anger or resentment is like keeping an ex's number on speed dial for no good reason. Forgive not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace, to move on to better emotional landscapes. Letting go of control is about accepting the free fall of life. We often get upset because things don't go as planned, but life isn't a script we can write alone. Learning to enjoy the unpredictability can reduce frustration immensely. Control what you can, like your reactions, and let go of what you can't. Detachment isn't about not caring. It's about not being overly attached to outcomes. It's the Zen master approach: enjoy the journey, not just the destination. This mindset can lead to a more fulfilling existence, where you're not constantly battling against what is. Building emotional fortresses. Resilience is your bounce-back ability, like a rubber ball thrown against the wall. It's about learning from every fall. Building a support system is crucial here. You don't fight emotional battles alone. Your friends, family, or even pets can be your squad, providing perspective, laughter, or just a shoulder to lean on when needed. Every challenge is a lesson. What didn't work this time? What could you do differently next time? This growth mindset turns setbacks into setups for comebacks. Self-care is your secret weapon here. Sometimes the best way to deal with emotions is to take a break, indulge in something you love, or just rest. It's not selfish. It's strategic. Living the emotional adventure. Mastering your emotions is an ongoing quest, not a one-time win. Daily emotional check-ins are like checking your armor before battle. How are you feeling today? This can guide your actions or decisions for the day. Creative outlets are your art of war. Channeling your emotions into something like painting, writing, or cooking can transform negative energy into something beautiful. It's not just about coping. It's about creating. Living authentically is perhaps the bravest part of this journey. It means showing your true emotions, defying norms when they don't serve you. It's about living true, fighting true, and in doing so, crafting a life that resonates with who you are at your core. Mastering your emotions isn't about stopping the ride. It's about enjoying it, learning from it, and maybe even doing some cool tricks along the way. Here's to you, the emotional jujitsu master, ready for whatever wild ride your emotions throw at you next. Remember, in this adventure, every emotion is a chapter, and you're the author. Now go out there and write an epic tale.